Have your parents ever made a rule that was unnecessary, made no sense, was so uncool, and so unfair? And maybe you thought, I wish I could just make my own rule. Well, in Arizona, citizens don't just vote for people to make laws. They can write their own laws. It's called direct democracy. Ladies and gentlemen, I am your host, Jessica. On today's episode, we will be talking about direct democracy in regards to Arizona. Welcome to the Social Studies Moment. An initiative is a process that allows citizens to propose new laws or even amendments to the Arizona Constitution by collecting a certain amount of signatures. So just think of it as a citizen-driven bill. A referendum is a process that allows citizens to approve or reject laws passed by the state legislature. So think of it as a citizen veto or people's vote. So now that we know what an initiative and a referendum is, let's talk about how each one is created. So with the initiative, the first step is the draft. You're going to first write the law or the amendment. The second thing you're going to do is file. You're going to file an application for a serial number with the Secretary of State. The third thing you're going to do is you're going to start collecting your signatures. Now you need valid signatures from registered voters. To get a statutory initiative on the ballot, you need 10% of the total votes cast in the last election. For a constitutional amendment, it would be 15%. Now, on to the fourth step. For the fourth step, you're going to, if you have enough signatures, then it goes on the ballot. A yes vote passes the initiative, or a no vote does the opposite. And you have a deadline of July 2nd of the general election year. For a referendum, the process starts with a 90-day clock. You have a strict 90-day window after the legislator adjourns to stop a law. And it's kind of similar to the initiative process in a sense that you have to collect signatures. You need 5% of the voters to sign, aiming for a no vote to nullify the law. Now that we know what they are and how they are created, let's compare and contrast an initiative and a referendum. Both require signatures, and they go on the ballot for a majority vote. Both are tools of direct democracy. They both require a petition drive to gather signatures, and they both end with a vote by the people. Now, the difference between initiatives and referendums is that the initiative, it's made to start something, and the referendum is made to stop something. So initiatives are proactive, making new laws, and referendums are reactive, undoing laws. Initiatives empower citizens to directly affect change. However, initiatives can lead to poorly drafted laws or laws funded by special interest. A referendum provides a powerful check on legislative power. However, it can create voter fatigue and confusion if voters are not well informed. So is this a good system? Because it gives regular people a direct voice. We don't have to wait for politicians to agree. However, these laws can be complicated to understand. Also, sometimes groups with a lot of money have more power to get things on the ballot. So this whole system supports direct democracy, which means power directly to the people. The Arizona Constitution created this to ensure that if the legislator doesn't do what the people want, the people can do it themselves. So why does this matter? Because the Arizona Constitution, written in 1910, was designed for the people, not special interests. The founders of Arizona were concerned about corrupt legislators and wanted to empower the people to introduce, consider, and vote upon issues themselves. It transforms us from just a representative democracy into a direct democracy where participating happens directly. Now that we have a complete understanding of direct democracy and how it directly relates to the Arizona Constitution, we are now ready to initiate or referend a new law. That concludes our session about initiatives and referendums and how they are directly related to direct democracy and the Arizona Constitution. Now that concludes our episode today on the Social Studies Moment. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next time.